Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a smoky brown eyeshadow look. I really love doing a smoky brown eye. I tend to gravitate towards brown tones the most for my eyes. I'm not sure why that is. I'm just very comfortable with neutrals and I feel like it makes my brown eyes pop. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm really excited to get started. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do my usual base, my usual highlight and contoured look, and I'll speed it up so we can get right through that and get right to the eyeshadow look. And then I'll show you how I do that.
Getting started with my blend brush for nice light coverage. And I'm applying my main highlight shade right now, which is White Peach. So I'm just lightly applying that all along the bottom of my jaw and around my nose and mouth. Just tapping it over the areas I want to have some coverage and then swirling the brush in a circular motion over those areas to blend. Applying some main highlighter on my nose where I have some broken capillaries that I like to blend. Now I'm applying a little bit of my main highlight shade to my forehead. I have some melasma on my forehead above each eyebrow that I like to cover up. Now I'm using my blend brush to apply my accent brightening highlight, which is Moonlit. So it's a shade of makeup that's a little bit lighter than my skin tone to add some brightness and some light. So I'm applying that in my T-zone down the center of my face. I will apply it to my under eye area as well, just to really bring the light and the focus to my eye area. Now I'm switching to my detail brush to contour, using Astoria contour. I'm starting with my forehead along my hairline and just really making sure I blend it up into my hairline there so there's no difference in color. And with contour, like always, I'm going to apply some under my cheekbones, and I'm really just trying to accentuate the natural shadows to make my cheekbones pop a little bit more. Just make more of a shadow underneath them to make them stand out. I'm accentuating my natural bone structure. So just underneath my cheekbones. Then I'll apply a little bit of contour underneath my jaw to really chisel out my jawline, just making sure to blend down the neck so it's well blended and there aren't any harsh lines anywhere. Now I'm going to contour my nose. I'm using my detail brush and I'm using just the edge of it to draw two straight lines down either side of my nose. And the closer these lines are to each other, the slimmer my nose will appear. I applied a little bit under the tip of my nose, and then my favorite trick is using the small end of the detail brush to apply some under my bottom lip for a more pouty, full-lipped look. Just making sure to blend that nose contour so there's no lines anywhere. Now I'm using my blush and bronzer brush to apply some cream bronzer. I'm using Bella bronzer, just on the high points of my face to bring some warmth. I'm using the same brush to apply some blush. I'm using Summer Love, which is a glossy pink shade on the apples of my cheeks. Using the brush to stipple and tap to blend. Very blendable. Now I'm applying Illuminator with my finger. I'm using Angel Cream Illuminator. So I'm applying some Illuminator to the tops of my cheekbones. I'm going to apply some to the tip of my nose and my upper lip on the Cupid's bow and a little bit on my chin as well. I like how these illuminators give me the best glow. I'm applying some of my lip and cheek to my lips, Summer Love. The glossy ones are particularly great for the lips. Now I'm going to fill in my eyebrows real quick. I'm using Cola Contour and my line brush to fill in my eyebrows. Just filling in any sparse areas and creating some hair-like strokes to really make them look full.
Okay, we're gonna get started on the eye look now. I'm first going to apply an eyeshadow primer. I like to use this one from NARS. This is the Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base in the shade Light. I like to use a primer because my eyeshadow always tends to crease no matter what kind of eyeshadow I use on my eyelids, so I just like to wear a primer to make sure that it sticks down. I also like how the primer neutralizes my eyelids so that the shadow's color really shows through. Then I just take a powder. I'm using the Vanilla Dust setting powder just to make sure that that primer is set and to make sure that my eyelids aren't oily, so they're a nice canvas for the eyeshadow. Okay, now I'm going to start with my eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to use the fluffy blending side, and I'm going to start with my favorite eyeshadow, of course. This is Bird. I use this eyeshadow almost every day. I've used it in a lot of videos on this channel, but it is a perfect neutral taupe brown matte shade. I like to always put this in my crease. I feel like it just goes with every color and it really gives definition to my eyes. So I just take that shade and I put it in the crease of my eye, just blending back and forth like a windshield wiper into the socket. I'll start with my eye closed like this, then I'll open my eye and just sort of stare straight ahead so that I can see exactly where that shadow is being placed, so I can see it when my eyes are open. I'm also going to take some and very roughly run this under the bottom eyelash line here. Going pretty far down with it, and I'm not being too careful about it. The cool thing about this eyeshadow look is you don't have to be super precise. It can look a little messy, and that's fine. So you don't need to have super precise eyeshadow skills to do this. Now I'm going to flip the brush over and use the small smudgy end, and I'm going to use Sabrina next. Sabrina is a shimmery champagne color. It's super versatile, works on so many different skin tones. I just like this one for a little bit of an accent highlight here under my brow bone, on my brow bone, under my brow, and then in the inner corner of each eye. I feel like this just adds a little tiny bit of brightness without too much, because I'm going to be doing dark colors on my eyes and I don't want anything too icy here. Okay, so we did that. Now I'm going to switch brushes and I'm going to use my smudge brush. I like this brush for doing more intense colors because the bristles are really dense, but you can use any eyeshadow brush. The next color that I'm going to use is, I keep trying to pull them out so I can show them to you, but it's hard to get them out. Okay, this is Coco. It's a matte chocolate brown shade. It's a staple. I feel like everyone needs to have a matte dark brown shade in their palette. Now I can't get it back in my palette, it's stuck. Oh, and I stuck my finger in another one. Ain't that always the way? Okay, now I'm gonna take Coco and I'm gonna do it on this more ovular shaped side, but it doesn't matter which one you use. And I'm just going to take that all over my upper lid, all over the free lid, stopping at the crease. So really what I'm doing is I'm just adding darkness to my eyelid. That. Then I'm going to take just a tiny bit on that brush and I'm going to do some more Coco along the lash line, but this time I'm doing it a little bit more close to my actual lashes. Just a little. Just adds a little bit more drama. Okay. Next, I'm actually going to use a cream eyeliner. So I'm going to use my multitasker brush. I'm going to use this very small, fine pointed end. And I'm going to be using Black Friday cream eyeliner. It is a true matte black cream eyeliner. So I'm just going to dip that really small brush in the Black Friday. And I'm just going to run this all along my top lid, top lash line here. Just making sure to get as close to the lashes as possible so there isn't a gap. But like I said, you don't have to be super precise. It just needs to add some darkness next to the lash line here. So it doesn't need to be a perfect line. I mean, I'm using my phone as a mirror here, and I'm just kind of dabbing it through there. I'm going to take a little bit more of that and I'm going to put it on the outer corner of my bottom lash line, just wiggling it in between where the lashes grow on the outer half of that. Like that. The next shadow I'm going to use is Fin. If you can see that, it's like a medium brown shade, but it's shimmery. It's super pretty. It's a cool toned brown. So I'm going to take my smudge brush and I'm going to use the other end that I haven't used yet, the little dome shaped one. I'm going to dip that into Fin and I'm just going to put that all over the lid just for a little bit of shimmer on top of those colors, and it really helps them all blend together too. I feel like shimmery shadows really hide errors too, so like it just makes everything look smoother and more blended. So I'm just adding some of that on there. Just throw some of that on there. It'll look good. All right, the last shade that I'm going to use is Salem. This is just a matte black, a pure matte black shade. Very basic. Most people have a black in their collection, right? I'm going to use my eyeshadow brush. I'm going to use this very small smudging end. I'm going to get some of that black shadow, and I'm just going to put this on the outer corner. So the outer third of my eyelid here. Just in a little triangle shape like this. And then putting most of the pigment out towards the inner corner and having it get lighter as it goes towards the center of the eye. It just adds some drama. That. You can also flip the brush around to this fluffy side to do some blending. Especially in the crease, I just want it to be all very nicely diffused. And then if you want, you can sort of lightly blend where that black meets the rest of the eyelid last. Just to make sure, like you see how there's a line there? I just want to diffuse that a little bit. There. It's a dramatic look, y'all. But that's it for the eyes. It's actually pretty easy. I used a lot of colors and there were quite a few steps, but really anybody can do it. And don't be afraid of the dark colors and don't be afraid of black. I am often afraid of black, but I feel like it just adds so much intensity to any eye look and it's super pretty. All right, the last step, I just really want to set my brows before I'm done. So I'm going to use my Seint setting spray and I'm going to use just a disposable spoolie. I'm going to spray the spoolie with the setting spray. You can also use water to do this, but I like using the setting spray. I feel it gives a little bit more hold. And I'm going to use my Seint Brow Wax, which is right here. You can kind of see it's clear, so it's hard to see. I'm just going to take my wet spoolie and I'm just going to rub it into the brow wax. Just really get it, really coat that spoolie. And then I'm just going to comb this through my brow hairs, brushing the hairs up and out towards the outside of my face. It really lifts the brows, really gives that feathery, laminated brow look. I also like to press them down with my finger for that really, really good laminated brow look. And that's it for this makeup look. It's a little bit more drama than I would choose to wear on an everyday basis, but sometimes it's a little fun. So what do you guys think? Let me know what you think down in the comments. And if you have any questions, if you need help with a color match, you can always fill out my color match form, which is down in the description box, or you can let me know if you have any questions below and I will do my best to answer them. And I hope you're all having a good day. See you next time. Bye.